4K touchscreen, 7 quad-core processor. It is Xbox Anywhere capable, just under $900. First off, it is a gorgeous, it's absolutely gorgeous 4K display. So in the past you may have heard people say 4K and a screen that small is worthless, basically, because the human eye can't detect the pixels that small and blah blah blah. You know, you've heard it. I'm sure you've heard it. If you're watching this video, you've probably heard people say that. That's why typically they say you'll notice 4K on a larger screen, but you're not going to see it on a 19-inch screen. They're not going to sell 19-inch TVs at 4K, right? Well, that may be true on TVs. You know, I never tested that theory, but all I know is that they make a 4K monitor. I may not need a 4K monitor, but I want a 4K monitor on my laptop because they make it. And I will say it looks phenomenal. Touchscreen has been responsive. It's great, although I don't use it because it's weird to me to touch the screen of a laptop. I don't want to get finger smudges, but that's just my personal preference. It's got the ability to play Xbox Anywhere titles, which is a fantastic feature. Even though there are only a handful of titles out there, it's growing, and this will be something that will have legs in the future, I believe. There's going to be a lot of titles out there. You're going to want a laptop that can play them. Now, I'm going to go the route of plugging it in, just for the sake of this example. Okay, so here's some actual gameplay. Now you can't see, it does have backlight on the keyboard. It's got a couple settings here. Let's take it down a little and then off. And there you go. Now I'm having trouble picking it up, but let's go back and there you go. Beautiful. I do want to say that the speakers on this, which run right up here along this, these speakers are excellent. I'm going to give you a little sample on the audio here. It's sample audio. This is at 50%. That's at 100%. No, that is not somebody being tortured. That is actually our latest Fits and Fun video. And as you can tell, here's at 10%. So again, the audio on this is phenomenal also, and it's a good rich sound. It's not that high squeaky pitch. That's just my voice, naturally. But there you go. So anyways, there's a sample of the audio. This comes with 8 gigs of RAM, okay, easily upgradable to 16 gigs. It's one of the easiest upgrades I've ever seen. I will show you that. It's as simple as unscrewing this. Unscrew only this screw. Come in here, pull up, and there you go. It is that simple. Now, right here, you'll see that is where you would put the RAM. Okay, and then over here, right here, there's a little SSD there. Your solid state drive slips right into there. Very simple. The one thing I will say, so when you're running the high graphic content, such as the game from an Xbox Play Anywhere, or some of the higher end, more graphic heavy games, I would definitely recommend having it plugged into a power source, because it does stutter a bit and it will struggle if it's running on the battery. There's a way to kind of circumvent that in the settings to boost the performance, but the battery life on that drops so fast that if you're anywhere, you may get an hour and a half to 2 hours tops. Otherwise, I found I'll get 7 to 8 hours, which is a great amount of time. If I'm just browsing or even doing video editing, I'll get a lot of time. I think the most I've gotten when doing some pretty heavy-duty video editing was about 4 to 5 hours. It is large and it is heavy. I mean, it's not something you're going to be able to take around everywhere with you. And it does get rather hot on your lap, so you probably will need some sort of a pad, you know, or some sort of heat absorption that you're going to put on your lap if you're going to keep it on your lap for an extended period of time. So from my overall impressions of this is, yeah, it's for the price point, under $900. It's handled everything I've thrown at it.